Once you log into Moodle, then this should be the home page that you see. We've discussed before that the courses on the left, this list will grow as you add courses to your specific subject area. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening on the right-hand side over here. The first block that you should see is a calendar, and as you'll notice here, it's a monthly calendar, and we see that the 30th is a different color. That's because there's something in one of the courses that I'm involved in that is supposed to be due that day or has to be done on that day. So if I hover over that, notice that it tells me the events for May 30th is a quiz that I have, and I can click on that quiz and it will take me to the quiz that I actually have, and if the teacher has given me information about that quiz, it will be right here. So you want to keep that in mind as you create items for your courses. You want to be sure and give them a descriptive description here, so that as students look at it, they will have some idea of what they're supposed to do on that particular day. Notice that also if we go back to our home button, as we go back there, notice that across the top of the page here, this is called a breadcrumb trail. And we can go back to anything that is clickable here, and it will take us back to that. So if I go back to calendar, for example, this is the monthly calendar for everything that's going on in courses that I'm taking right now. This doesn't look like much now, but you can think about it in terms of when all the students have all their courses in here. They will be able to look at a glance and see when things are due and in which classes, what days that they are due on. And they'll be able to simply click on it and get more specific information about it. But we're going to click on the Home tab right here and go back to our home page, and underneath Calendar, notice that there's a link to upcoming events. These are things that are coming up in the next few days going on here. So once the calendar is full, instead of having to go to the calendar and look through everything each time, a student can just come right here to upcoming events, and it would have listed all the different things that are going on related to them in all of their classes at that particular time. Notice that there is an option to click New Event here. This is an option for students as well, so they can put items on related to them only that's not necessarily related to a class. For example, if they know they have a history paper that's due on June the 30th, they could put on their personal calendar on here, begin history paper, and have that to start off on a specific date, maybe June the 10th. They could also put other reminders on there to keep them on track for that. Any events that they put on will only show up for their calendar, not for others, and they cannot change any events that you put onto the calendar. The next block over here on the right-hand side is the navigation block, and it shows everything about that's going on in the particular classes that they are in right now. So they can see what calendar, go to their calendar. They can also click here, and this is a list of all the courses that they are enrolled in. So they can use this to navigate about the website as well if they choose to. If they can click on their My Profile and see what is listed about themselves in here, which shouldn't be anything more than their name and their email address at this particular time. You also notice that within each of these blocks on the right-hand side, there are two little small symbols up here. One appears to be a minus sign, and if you click the minus sign, it will simply hide that block. It will keep it listed here, and then you can hit the plus sign there, and it will show the calendar block. But if you'd like more room on the page, you can click on the other icon, which is just to the right of it, and notice that when I click it, it seems to disappear completely. But now notice that over on the left-hand side here, I have something called Calendar, and if I hover over it, I will see a calendar. So if I choose to, I can move each of these blocks over, and suddenly my page is expanded so I can see more. But also, I can go right over here on the left side and hover over any one of these, and I can see what is within that menu. If I like what I see there, I can go back and click on it, click on a specific date, or click on the month, for example, and go to that. But it keeps everything hidden over here so that I don't have to have it open all the time, so that my page can be larger so I can see more information. Well, suppose I want to get these back over to the right side like they were to begin with. If I hover over one, I have the icon right here, and it looks very similar to the icon I had before, not the X button, but the one right next to it, and we type on it once, and notice that it goes back to its original location over here. And we can do that for each of the boxes, each of the blocks is what they're called, and get all of the blocks back over to where they were originally. This block at the bottom of the home page here is my profile settings, and if I click on it, I can go in and change information about me. If I click on Edit Profile, it will take me to a screen, and I can go through and change any information that I might want to about myself in here. For example, any field that has the stars by it have to be there, so you want to leave them. But if you wanted to change your city or town to your actual hometown instead of the default Bogart, you could. You can also make it so that your address is seen to no one, to hide my email address from everyone, or you can make it visible to everyone. By default, it's only seen by other people that are in the courses that you're specifically teaching at this particular time. From time to time, you'll see little icons like this, a little a little circle yellow with a question mark, and those are little help bubbles. If you click on that, it will give you a little bit more information about what this field actually means. In this particular case, the screen reader, we can set it to yes, and it will provide more accessible interface to certain things, such as the chat module. So anytime you're having difficulty with something, if you see an icon like this, just click the icon and it should give you more information about that icon. Also notice that if you scroll to the bottom of the page, it tells you who you are and how to get back to the home page. When you get everything updated as you choose to, you can simply click Update Profile. If we go back to my profile settings, something that everyone needs to do at this time, if you haven't already, is change your password. So if you click on Change Password, it will take you, and you'll have to type in your current password, which was given to you in class, and then change it to a new password. Notice right here what the password has to have. It has to be at least 8 characters, has to have at least one number, at least one lowercase letter, and at least one uppercase letter. And once you type that in and save the changes, it will automatically be saved.